Okay, I think we're recording. And if I do this one more time and 20 minutes later I realize, look at it, look like I have Mickey Mouse ears. Only you can't see that. There's two cameras in the front of this camera and one in the back. See, it keeps moving and I don't know why it's doing this. Well, this is going to be trial and error with, oh, it's following me around. Well, that's not a good thing, because I'm going to be moving. So every time I move out of frame, the camera's going to move. This is going to look horrible. Alright, this is going to be a trial video and just figuring out how to use this particular camera on this particular phone. Oh boy. What am I doing? Propane. Where did you put it? Now, you could sit down in a circle and lose everything. Oh, good thing. And this one, normally it's easy to put this one in, but the other day I had a horrible time getting it where it was supposed to be. Is this it? No, see. This is why I like the propane better. You're trying to get this little canister in there properly. It's a good little stove. This is the Ozark one. And I think it really doesn't matter if I'm upside down and backwards here. So, let's get cooking, shall we? Turn this all the way down. And with the butane, I don't know, it seems to be hotter than propane for some reason. Ham first. It cooks a lot faster. So I'm just making fried ham and eggs, something quick. I gotta eat kind of fast. I've been up since 4:30. Went to the gym. Did my rowing machine, which is one of about 4 things I can actually use. I have to exercise sitting down. I have double breast cancer. The particular kind I have, my mother had, and my best friend, and over 700 women in my town came down with the same breast cancer. That was the toxic fumes from the World Trade Towers. My mother and my best friend from high school died 4 hours apart on the same day. Mine was a little different, where they developed grapefruit-sized tumors. My breasts that were bigger, like that. I told you it was size 12, and large breasts run in my family. Very tiny women. My mother was kind of Dolly Parton size, if you height and chest. They started shrinking. The shrinking is from the toxic chemicals. It gives you something called connective tissue disorder, which eats all your body fat up. Anything that's not muscle. Muscle gets eaten last. So we didn't understand what was happening. And then it gets your butt, you know, and then it works on the rest. Oh, there we go. So, let's see, what else has been going on? Not much. My car is having a lot of issues. It really seems to only be the negative cable. Something's wrong with either my battery, but it seems to be the negative cable line. I need either brand new connectors, which is probably shorting out all my sensors in the car. So, after I pick up my baby cat Mouse, I get his ashes back this week. And next on the list will be trying to find out, without hoping I don't pass out in the parking lot, how much it's going to cost to fix what's happening with the car. The car is not turning off when I'm driving anymore because we know why. The negative cable kept falling off and it was working its way up the stem. There's no way to secure it. It has those really stupid connectors which fall off all the time and probably make a lot of not so reputable mechanics a buttload of money on unnecessary repairs to people when all they need to do is tighten down on those cheap connectors. Go out, get the solid cast iron, stainless steel, whatever they're made out of connectors. Don't get the little thin ones that are like little sheet metal. No, that's what I got, and that's what's wrong with this car. They must sell I can't imagine the amount of people who've gotten ripped off owning these vehicles with those kind of battery connectors. As soon as I opened the hood and saw them, I realized what probably 90% of my problem is. Problem is I don't know what kind of damage this has already caused to other parts of the car. So the battery is from January 21. I'm thinking with all the stuff that's going on, I may need a new battery, but the car starts right away and everything is working smoothly. This car is a tank. It is the best thing ever. Okay, now we're too hot and smoky. Bad thing about cooking in the car. Turn this down a lot more. Yeah, and don't bang on the pot while it's on the stove. Whee! And yeah, I probably should have had a garbage can handy. I forgot to get a garbage bag because I left it in the front of the car, which I'm actually cooking on where my passenger seat used to be. And I think I needed the Pam cooking spray. I thought the ham would make a lot more oil. The cooking direct sunlight probably isn't helping either, but you guys couldn't really see me too much when I blocked up the windows. There we go, cooled off. Just let the pan cool off, dummy. So that's where we are. The car does not want to idle with my foot on the brake. I put the car into park, everything is fine. She don't stall out. I put my foot on the brake and she starts bucking, and yesterday she turned off just as the light turned green. But the good thing is that all these new cars keep turning themselves off, so I kind of just look like one of them. So if I know I'm at a really long four-way intersection and that light is going to take forever, I pull it and even if I'm going straight, I pull off into the parking lot, make a U-turn, pull down, and if I see there's an out without a traffic light around, so I can keep driving straight without stopping. Yeah, that's where we're up to right now. And I'm hoping I have ketchup in my door because I have no idea where I put it. And everything cooks so fast on this. That's what I like. The eggs are done in 2 seconds already, just doing this. Breakfast is done. Let me put that over there. Oh, let me get this. Now this is the problem. I need a better cooking area, which I'll figure that out soon. But it's hard just to make a designated cooking spot in a minivan. It really has to be mobile, which is why I got the suitcase version of this guy. He stacks up nicely on my little tiny suitcase, which actually holds my clothes for the day and my canned goods and cooking supplies in a little teeny tiny carry-on, one of those hard plastic suitcases. Lightweight, very nice, and if I need to, I can strap it to the roof, and it's waterproof because I can't afford $900 for one of those things you put on the roof. That's crazy. So what I was planning on doing was drilling holes in the bottom, tying it bottom side down with the 4 holes to the roof rack, and just unzipping it, climbing up on the side, and then get what I need and just line them up instead of this way, line them up this way over along the rack. I could put 3 of these small, tiny suitcases up there and get rid of half the stuff up there, which would probably be just mostly clothes and things that you could move outside, plastic pots and pans. You know, what I really want to get is one of those wicker picnic baskets that has everything in it, and then it has 2 little legs that pop up and you can flip it over and use it as a table. That would help me immensely, and I have a spot for it right here behind my seat. I'll show you all that later because I got to come up with some better ideas. I cleaned out pretty much a lot of stuff that I didn't realize when you own a pet, how much of their supplies take up the room. I put all of Mouse's stuff into my gym bag because I was crying staring at it. I left his favorite food, his little can of sardines and his bag of Temptations, on the dashboard, which was his spot. He loved it. I made him all kinds of beds. He slept on the dashboard. I put the pad on the dashboard. He slept on the plastic. No matter where he just wanted to sleep on the hard plastic, whether it was winter or summer. It didn't matter. I thought it was a cool weather, and I'm like, no, we did this in the winter when we were freezing in here, testing out van life in the winter in Florida. Yeah, it got down to 18 degrees down here. I was in the double wide breath, seeing my breath in the trailer with everything going. That's when I realized something was badly wrong with the house. I couldn't keep that house hot for nothing. It stayed cold, but it was very hard to heat it up and keep it warm because of the high vaulted ceilings were a mess. I didn't like that. I'd rather have the lower ceilings and feel a little closed in and nice and warm in the winter. But yes, it does get very cold down here, and the winter lasts a long time. People think that, you know, winter's like a couple of weeks down here. No, it's not. Once it cools off, it cools off. And because we've been hot for so long, we're freezing down here. It'll drop from, say, 90 degrees down to 60. Now I think 60. Oh, nice. Even 70. That 40, 30 degree drop. And 30 degrees is a lot to drop. And especially when the sun goes down and the wind kicks up, living right by the beach, it gets really cold. You go an hour and a half that way, it could be 45 degrees here, say at night. If you go an hour that way, it's still 65 degrees, maybe 70. Okay, so depending where you live, if you live dead center of Florida and you like to sweat, that's the place for you. If you want wind, you got to be on the water. If you're on the west coast with that hot Gulf water, you get a hot air coming at you, breeze all day. Cold water, cool breeze. Even in 90 degrees, the air coming off that cold Atlantic Ocean, oh, it's a lifesaver. I'm trying to think about where I put my ketchup. I think this may be a ketchup-less day. But I do have Taco Bell sauce. I lost my big ketchup. I wish they sold... I need to find a place that has a box of ketchup that you can just buy in packets. I know there has to be a way. Used to do restaurant supply and stuff, but I no longer have my, you know, Meals on Wheels stuff going on, so I had to give up all that kind of stuff. And I know BJ's has it, but then you gotta buy 500 or 10,000 ketchup packets. There's no room to keep it. You can't keep it out there, and in here, 120 degrees inside this car all day, everything's going bad. Even Snapple. This has been 2 days in the heat, and it kind of, it has a funky taste to it. So either it was expiring, which when I can't even find a date on it. I see 23 on it, so I'm assuming that this is why Walgreens is giving them away 2 for $5. They're about to expire. I didn't have that problem in the last couple of places I bought it, but for some reason Walgreens, this is twice now, it has that little tinge of I don't know about this. So, and I forgot to get the ice. Let's see. That's still hot. I gotta get my wooden thing here. Oh. See, unprepared for cooking. Anyway, I'll worry about that in a minute. I'm looking. Yeah, maybe eating this with my fingers. And another tip. When you're upset about something and you need something to do, don't clean. Because I was crying and I thought, well, let me just clean and get my mind off of things. And, you know, if I could find what I moved, I'd be really happy. Yeah, I'm going to be eating this with my fingers. I lost my spoon. I have absolutely no idea, because I had one left, what I did with it. Everything, bagel seasoning, yes. Aldi's, thank you. What am I going to eat with? I have silverware, but, oh, hey, yay. I bought a bunch of silverware. I just bought a bunch of spoons. I don't know what I did with them. That's why I said don't be emotionally upset and clean. You'll never find anything. Ow. Okay, we got a spoon. Taco Bell sauce. I didn't get any salsa. I have to do that next week. And I think this thing is about to shut off again. It's driving me nuts. This is probably a little bit longer. Let me see. I know I'm going to turn this around. It's going to turn off again. Alright, we're at 17 minutes. I got another, say, 3 minutes to go. I'm going to try and keep them in 20-minute increments. I know that's kind of a pain. But this will be one continuous journey today in between here in the library, because I won't be able to film in the library, but I'm going to sneak you in anyway. I need my ice. Ice. My golf club. Yeah, I loved golf. I just like to do the driving range, and I like they do a chip and putt kind of thing, but I like the driving range. It was good exercise. Ugh. If we can get the cooler open, I'd be a happy girl. And my cup. Did I empty it? Yes. Okay. Couldn't tell if I put everything away. I cleaned it out. I've been extremely distracted the last couple of days. And I thought that I had water in my cup. I know it wasn't the pee jug. I almost did that twice. Half asleep in the middle of the night. I almost poured because it was a fresh bottle and there was only a little bit in there. So I thought it was my leftover iced tea in the dark. I actually poured it into the cup as it got closer to my face while I'm half asleep. Oh, that feels good. I realized it wasn't Snapple. It was not my peach iced tea. Oh, that would have been fun, right? Good thing I can still smell a little bit. I have problems, if you don't know, with, I lost my sense of taste and smell. About 8 years ago, I started having issues, and I completely lost it, except for a few choice items that I can still smell and taste. And the weird thing about having cancer, and everybody has this problem, the things that you love, you're gonna hate soon. Foods, things you drink, things you like to smell, perfume, stuff like that. The stuff you've loathed your whole life, I do not like Parmesan cheese. I mean, I like the taste of it, but I can't take the smell of it. My dad was a career man. He's been in military school in West Point since he was 8 years old and retired. He was active duty 1950 to 1980. His last mission was the Beirut hostages on the airplane. He was there for 2.5 years. I did not see or speak to my father for 2.5 years while he was doing that. So yes, when they talk about sacrifice, that means sacrificing seeing your family, speaking to your family, your children, missing birthdays, not knowing whether your father is dead or alive for 2.5 years. That was probably one of the hardest times in my life. And I knew he was somewhere, and the only thing major going on was that. And right after they were rescued, a week later, he came home. Imagine that. What a coincidence. So, yeah. So, we're gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. Well, I'm not gonna eat on camera. I'll finish this up after I eat. And we'll have afternoon at the library. I'm gonna sneak you in and see what happens, okay? That's it. Happy breakfast, and I'll see you at lunch. Okay? Hope this was okay. I'm getting better. I'm distracted, and I'm sitting here looking at the camera on the dashboard, and there should be a kitty here. So I'm a little discombobulated. I'm trying to carry on and be strong, but I miss my baby. So I'm gonna have breakfast, and I will see you guys in a little while. Okay? All right. Bye. Part 3 is coming.